Good afternoon, Zinger Nation. My name is Logan Ross, and this is Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. Live from Benzinga headquarters back in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Today we'll be talking about the ongoing crypto regulatory battle, the NFT mania. We'll be interviewing the creator of Dogebeans coffee and comparing some hot cryptos head to head. Analyzing the sectors of the market and the competition that exists in each of those sectors. So get your popcorn, load up your MetaMask, grab your cup of Dogebeans coffee because it's about to go down. I am joined today by DeFi developer himself, Brian Moir. How are you doing today, Brian?
Doing good.
Glad to hear it. And we also have Master of Margin, Ryan McNamara. How's your portfolio looking today, man?
It's looking hot. How about yours?
It's doing well. It's looking pretty green, so I am happy, cannot complain. Ryan, do you have your light on? You're looking a little bit dark over there.
The light is on. I can adjust it if you need me to.
Yeah, we're going to need
Rohan's heading over to help you out real quick.
Sounds good.
But while that is going on, I want everyone to go down there and smash the like button to let YouTube know that Moon or Bust is where it's at. We got some crazy crypto knowledge coming at you this episode, so stick around, stay tuned, smash the like button, and while you're down there, drop a comment about the crypto projects you're looking at this week. At the end, we'll do a segment called Moon or Bust where we will review them and give them a Moon or Bust rating. Also, I want to point out the first link in the description below is the Benzinga Crypto separate YouTube channel where you can get just those crypto clips, the most valuable pieces of content from Moon or Bust. You don't want to miss it. So sub to the channel. It takes 2 seconds. And then also join the Telegram if you want 25% off on your Moon or Bust swag. You can see Brian's ETH hat right there looking crispy. Got the Moon or Bust mob logo on the side embroidered. It's fancy. It's fancy. You know it. And you can get 25% off by joining the Telegram. So with that out of the way, let's see. Last thing, make sure to connect with us on Twitter. If we don't get to talk about your crypto project today, shoot us a DM and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Our handles are right there. Boom. Okay, so first up for news today, we have the infrastructure bill, which has been held up by crypto regulation. So a little bit of background. This is from Senate.gov, by the way. So there's this amendment by Senators Wyden, Loomis, and Toomey that would clarify the digital asset reporting requirements. So I'm going to read a direct quote from Senate.gov. The Senators' amendment would clarify that brokers mean only those persons who conduct transactions on exchanges where consumers buy, sell, and trade digital assets, and does not require information reporting from persons who engage in mining, staking, selling hardware or software that individuals may use to control a private key, developing digital assets or their corresponding protocols for use by other persons. So basically, there was some unclear language in the crypto portion of the bill that would require miners, stakers, developers of these decentralized protocols to report tax information to the SEC, which is entirely unfeasible. It's entirely impractical, and it would bog down the crypto innovation. It would cut off billions and billions of dollars of the new market that's just developing. And it would make the U.S. late to the game. It would make them late in digital assets and in the digital economy. It's not good for anyone. So the Democrats objected to any further amendments, according to Ted Cruz yesterday, so that Wyden-Loomis amendment won't be voted on. However, just an hour ago, Senator Rob Portman from Ohio tweeted out saying that he's pleased to announce Senators Warren, Toomey, Sinema, Loomis, and I have reached an agreement on an amendment to clarify IRS reporting rules for crypto transactions without curbing innovation or imposing information reporting requirements on stakers, miners, and other non-brokers. This is huge. This is exactly what we've been looking for. And if it looks like this is a bipartisan agreement that's going on now, so hopefully we will be able to get this passed. Ryan, I know you've been keeping up to date with the situation a little bit. Well, how does this? I don't know if you've heard this news from the Ohio senator yet that I just told you about. But what are your thoughts on the situation in general?
Yeah, so I haven't heard of that news. I think that's some really good news that you just pointed out, Logan. I've been watching the live streams here and there of the Senate, and it doesn't seem like their intention is to be taxing or requiring reporting for these miners and these decentralized protocols. Frankly, I think it would be too hard to do anyways. It wouldn't be something that they could enforce. So I think that the focus really is on brokers here, and I think that's the way it should be. So whether or not we vote on an amendment like this, I think regardless will be okay. And I think this was actually almost a good thing for the cryptocurrency industry, not the regulation itself, but almost like the marketing that came from it. Because we saw big names, we saw Elon Musk, we saw Kathy Wood, we saw a lot of these people go on Twitter and talk about how basically the US could ruin crypto by doing this, and how it's basically in the early stages like the internet was. So many people are comparing it to the early days of the internet now, and I think that gets people excited. I think that's almost like a good marketing thing for cryptocurrency. And if I had to guess, that's probably why the prices were going up.
I'd agree. Yeah. I hear that everywhere, that it's the new internet, it's the new wave, and people are trying to like race to regulate it or take control and everything. But guess what? Guess you can't. You can't regulate it. I mean, you can put in some stops, but it's for the people, decentralized.
Yeah, and like obviously the US can do some regulation, and they can require any US based operations to comply with their SEC regulations, which would really hinder usage as a US citizen, as a US customer. So they can do something, but obviously they can't stop the protocol. It's decentralized.
And they're not trying to either. Hashtag don't kill crypto is trending. It's not necessarily that they're trying to kill anything or even restrict usage of certain protocols. It's really about taxing cryptocurrency at the end of the day.
Right, which will be a positive thing. The more money the government is making for it, the more supportive they'll be of the industry. And all regulation will lead to less speculation, right? So once the government has set their rules for it, that eliminates that speculation from the market and that risk as well. So I think that long-term regulation is probably a good thing. The least amount possible would be great, but we'll just have to see what's going on. Like Brian and Brian said, it's being compared to the early stages of the internet, so it's still very young. Okay, that is the update on that. Now we'll move over to a market update. Ryan, do you want to start this off for us?
Yeah, actually, Brian or Logan, I'd prefer if you guys started off. I'll pull up TradingView. We'll get that going.
Well, Bitcoin over 46,000 this morning. ETF back over 31, pushing 32. I don't know if it is now, but it was. And I mean, we're just rocking. We are out where we got our socks off. We're rocking it. You know what I mean? Just doing a little happy dance. I know that we're going to end. I think that we've been building up for this moment for the past 2 months about getting into altcoin summer, but also getting back into the bull run. What each one of us said happened. I mean, that's pretty big too. We said it's going to trade sideways, go a little bit. We don't know exactly when. And then once more regulation, once the government and more stuff keeps happening like it has been, we're going to hit that bull run, and we're going to go back up to 60K BTC, maybe in 5,000 at ETH. I mean, it's limitless what's happening. The one thing that I was wrong on is the NFT market is now booming again. I thought it was ridiculous. Thought it was crazy that, when people sold the $60 million NFT, which was, a pretty cool piece of artwork. But I was like, the art's going to die, but NFTs are going to stay and going to change the world. Now it's all about the profile pics, all about the pudgy penguins, all about the crypto punks. I mean, it's ridiculous amount of money some of these things are going for. The question is it going to hold its value over time, or is it just another bubble, and where after that huge sell it kind of fall off? I don't think crypto is going anywhere. I think crypto, we're going to stay on the trajectory that we are. NFTs, I think we got a little bit more ways to go because people are really getting into it. Now it's not all about the ICO anymore. It's not all about the token you're offering on the Binance Smart Chain with dividends or whatever you're doing. Now it's about creating the next new collectible. So, I mean, who knows?
And this is like the second biggest phenomenon really in DeFi. We had DeFi on Ethereum, and now we have NFTs. And, some people say that NFTs could get bigger than DeFi. And I mean, I wouldn't argue against that. I think it's a much more simple concept than DeFi, and I think a lot more people can get in. And I mean, the value proposition really is just to flex on Twitter. Hopefully it goes up in value. It's kind of like it is kind of like a bubble, and I expect it will eventually crash. But I mean, who knows when that's going to be?
Definitely a bubble, but yeah, I agree.
So we'll talk about some NFTs in a second here, but Ryan, why don't you tell us what these lines you're drawing in the sand are?
Sure. So I drew these lines a few months back once we came here and kind of leveled out for a few weeks. And I said, I think we'll be trading between 30K to 42K. And, you know, we did that for a while. We got this big run up right up to around $42,000. And that's when I really started getting interested. You know, we're at this point of resistance. Are we going to break it? Let's see what happens. And we ended up hitting it, going down, but then we retested it and came up above. So I personally think this is very exciting. I'm still going to be watching this upper bound. You know, maybe we can come down and hit this upper bound around $42,000. And if that's a new support, I think we're broken out of this range, which would be phenomenal in my opinion. I mean, we could go down, break it, and hopefully, you know, get back on our feet and start going towards all-time highs closer to the end of the year. I mean, we've seen this huge move up in what now, maybe 2-3 weeks, and we've gone up like 50% from $30,000 to $45,000. So I don't know if this is sustainable, guys. I mean, 50% in that short amount of time. I mean, we saw it drop 50% in about the same amount of time. So it's definitely possible to keep going up. But I wouldn't be surprised if some people start taking profits right around this $45,000 to $50,000 range. We'll see how high we can go, and then let's try and test this $42,000 range as support and then continue higher, hopefully. Logan, you have any hot takes on the market right now or what these candlesticks might be saying to you?
I'm mostly in agreement with your position. I think that what we really want to look for right now is holding that 42 level as support. So, you know, we might go up to 50 before we crash back down there. But I do expect us to see 42 pretty soon here. And that's where the battle is really going to happen. So if we can hold that 42 line, especially for a week or two, and, you know, really turn it into support, then it's straight up from there. That is when, you know, we'll get that bullish confirmation that we're broken out of that zone that we were stuck in, and the bull market can officially resume. It is back on it, and it's not until we hold that level of support that I will say bull market resumed officially. Brian, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I agree with both of you. There's not really too much more to add on that. I like the way the chart, the pattern of the chart is too, because it is matching the way we build up to that huge run. I don't remember exactly what. Do you guys remember exactly what kicked off the last run where we went to 60? Do you guys remember? Like, I know there was a few things in the works. I think there was an upgrade to Bitcoin itself, the protocols, but I don't remember exactly what the huge push was that brought everything to the all-time highs.
I think it was Elon Musk announcing that Tesla had Bitcoin on his balance sheet. I think that happened right early January, kind of around this point in time here. And then we got this big shoot up. We saw other companies add Bitcoin to the balance sheet. And then we saw here, you know, over here we had the RSI decline. You know, we weren't putting in much more all-time highs. You know, we were going higher, but barely. You know, from here we hit 57 and then we hit, you know, around 61. So like $4,000 more than the all-time high. And then we went down, we tested again, and we went up to about 64. So, you know, you could tell the strength was kind of declining here. You know, it's not going parabolic. It's kind of just leveling off. You know, people were saying Wyckoff accumulation here. And then once Tesla said that Bitcoin's bad for the environment, we're not accepting it. And then that China FUD kind of caused some of this crash to happen.
Yeah. I was looking for the Elon Musk and his Twitter and everything, which I think is kind of cool because look at what we're doing now. Crypto is not reliant on one person's tweets or anything. Because I don't think even if he said we're not ever going to take Bitcoin again, I don't think that's going to have as much as impact it did as it did like 4 or 5 months ago, which is really awesome. I really like that it's starting to hold its own shape. Ethereum's breaking out from Bitcoin, which, you know, we've all been ecstatic about it, and we're crypto nerds, so I guess it excites us, but hopefully it excites the people watching too, because you see that Ethereum break, and now all these other DeFi altcoins and everything are finally getting that traction they need. Like BAT is up over 70 cents again, and it's been down below 50. It's been the 50, 45 range for months, and we're finally seeing that, and hopefully it goes over above $1. You know, we're seeing all of this cool stuff happening, and I mean, hopefully people are making some money on their investments. I know I am.
If you're in JPEGs, you definitely are.
That's right.
So what's up, Jason? What's up, Alexa? Nice to see y'all. I want to ask for some additional clarification on this comment here from Mello and this one from Colo. If you could give us your there's already tickers. Okay, so we'll get to those at the end during Moon or Bust. But Ryan, I was going to ask you what that chart you just had up. That was the ETH BTC pair, right?
Yeah, it was ETH BTC.
All right. Maybe we'll have to do that next time. We're going to get to this Dogebeans interview in just a few seconds here, but I do want to talk about NFTs a little bit. So last week, I think it was last Friday, I told you guys that I had purchased this Pudgy Penguin. I did not know about them until Thursday morning. Ryan goes, hey, you should check out this NFT project. I said, oh, that looks cool. I'll just like toss a little bit. I had some ETH sitting in my MetaMask, so I picked up this one for 0.17. You can see my transaction here. I was like, man, $500 for a picture of a penguin. This is probably gonna hurt. I'm probably gonna regret it. And now we have the price floor is at like 0.8 ETH, and I'm sitting on some half an ETH offers for this dumb little penguin. I mean, this cute little penguin
looks rare.
Yeah, it looks rare.
Looks rare. So that's got to be worth something.
And now
but
I've been on the
hunt
hunt
crazy
for these. I've been on the hunt for the next new project. I've spent hours over the weekend on my phone and computer looking for new projects. So if you guys have anybody watching has new crypto projects you want to do, tweet at me at Moir Brian. Just let me know. Let me jump into something. Let me get my hands on a little goods. That one earlier today, one of the Pudgy Penguins was bought for 0.0475 ETH 11 days ago, and this morning sold for 29.69 ETH. That's 93,000 freaking dollars.
In
150
days.
From a $150 investment, nonetheless.
Shoo, buddy.
In 11 days.
I will throw all my money into it. Just whatever. Don't tell my wife where it's happening.
The price floor has been running up on the Penguins like crazy. So shout out Ryan for putting me on to this one, man.
Hey, it's cute.
Okay. It is cute. They're pudgy. What more could you ask for?
Not
so
much.
are there any other projects, NFT projects we want to look at?
How about 24px I put on there. I've seen a lot of hype on this on Twitter. I haven't looked into it too much. I know that the founder is anonymous. They're calling him the Satoshi Nakamoto of NFTs because he doesn't have an identity. But essentially what these things are, they're kind of like Cool Cats, kind of like CryptoPunks because they're pixelated. It's a generative NFT project like a lot of these are. So for those of you guys who don't know what generative NFTs are, it's minted on the blockchain through an algorithm, and each different NFT has its own properties. So whether that's the background color for Pudgy Penguins or like a monocle, a crown, what they're wearing, they all have different rarities, and that's what actually makes up the NFT. So if you click on one, you can actually see the different rarities, the different properties that it has, and you can also see what it last sold for to kind of get an idea of the market. Yeah, let's check this one out. Looks rare.
It's 24px.
0.87 ETH. Let's see if I have enough in here.
Oh,
we got 0.03.
Too rich for your blood.
I am broke. Okay, let's check out the properties. So it says a 2.
See, I told you, it looks rare.
It does. It looks really rare.
2% have this button-down blazer. 2% have a tan beard. 1% have a green visor. And I was kind of shocked by this 0.01% trait, but that's just the ID. So obviously all of those are going to be 1 of 1.
So I have a tip for you guys using rarity traits. You got to make sure like what trait you're looking at is actually that percent, right? Because say that you have a hat that's 5% rarity and you think, maybe that's kind of rare. But what happens if there's like 5 different color hats and each one is 5%? Then all of a sudden a quarter of them have a hat. And something else you should be looking at is how cool it actually looks. Like, is this something that other people would want? Like, for example, with CryptoPunks, the hoodies go for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's not one of the rarest traits. It just simply looks cool. So you kind of have to have a good medium, but like between, does it look cool? Is it something people might want? Like that arrow through the head, that's pretty cool. Maybe that'll go for more. But it also has to be to some degree rare. It can't be a common trait as well. So you kind of have to balance those things out. kind of see, does the NFT go together? Like, say there's a guy with a sombrero and a poncho, There was a pudgy penguin I saw the other day that had a sombrero and a poncho. It got swiped up in like 1 minute. Those two traits aren't super rare. They're maybe 3 or 4% each, but having them together, it's kind of like a theme, and it could be more coveted in the future. So definitely don't just base the NFT purchases you buy on the rarities, but actually, will people want this in the future?
Yeah,
I think these guys are pretty cool. I might pick one up.
I did
after
too.
the
I'm
show.
thinking about getting one.
Yeah, they're still
like
pretty cheap too. Another good thing to look at when you look at a project is the number of holders. If that's increasing, like Pudgy Penguins has been increasing a lot lately, that's a really good sign, because that shows you that a lot of different people own this project, which means, they'll probably be putting them on Twitter as their profile picture to market. And also there aren't as many whales that way if a lot of people own it. So there's probably less sell pressure for those NFTs.
Great tips there, Ryan. Thank you so much. Okay, so that is it for our market update today, which means it is time for the Dogebeans interview. I don't know. I don't think we got Rohan, but okay. So I would like to welcome to the stream Andrew from Dogebeans. How you doing today, Andrew?
Hey, Logan. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing great, man. I'm feeling good. Market's up. I don't know how Doge is doing today. Do you know?
Yeah, I think last time I checked, Doge was sitting around like 25, 26 cents.
Hell,
it was up 20% awesome. Over the weekend.
Yeah, there was one day it pumped like crazy.
Yeah,
that's what we'd love to see.
So it's been really great.
So Andrew, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with Dogebeans Coffee?
Yeah, so I got started with Dogebeans because I was part of the original coffee shop that we had before. We had a traditional brick and mortar called 78 Coffee Co. At the end of last year, we had COVID kind of shut down our cafe. We saw a lot less foot traffic, so we had to pack it in and just focus on wholesale coffee for a little bit. And then in January, I had some Doge, and I kind of saw how this was all progressing, and I was part of that first pump. I caught it right under a cent and then sold a majority of it, not all of it, at 7 cents, thinking I was a genius and I'd 7x my money. And only to watch it later to go up to 75 cents. So I definitely underestimated the power of Dogecoin in the community. And then I started looking around, and with all the new Doge that I had, I was looking at spending it, and I was looking for coffee because I'm big into coffee, and I wanted to see what we could find in coffee. And so I couldn't find a coffee subscription, and I was like, man, this would be really cool if maybe we could start up and do a coffee subscription for people that want specialty coffee that they can buy with Dogecoin. So we launched Dogebeans secretly as like a viral marketing kind of campaign, and needless to say, it's gone really well. And at this point, we're actually in the process of completely rebranding to Dogebeans Coffee from 78 Coffee Co. So it's been really exciting, and that's kind of our journey from start to finish.
Very cool. So you guys sent in a couple products. We have this insanely cool, the CEO Greg coffee bean right here. I don't know if it's going to be able to focus on that, but it's got Greg on it. I promise maybe when I put it back down, you could see a little bit better. There we go. But could you tell us about the rest of Dogebeans product offerings?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we roast specialty coffee. That's the thing that we're really focused on, and we accept, Dogecoin along with other cryptocurrencies. But we're in the process of we've switched over our branding. So now we have some new stuff. So we got our first espresso. This is our Moon Fuel espresso. I'm gonna try and get that in the frame. So this is one of our new coffees that we just launched for a lot of people that are looking for espresso. It's great with milk and like espresso based beverages like cappuccinos and lattes, but it also works great on its own as a good brew. And then we have a new subscription that we've launched called the Roaster's Choice. And so this is one of those coffees that you can get on it. It's our Ethiopia Yirga Chef. That one is available where you can set up a subscription that you can pay for using your cryptocurrency, and then we can send you new coffees that we get that we're excited about that you get to try. You can set it to every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks that you can get a new bag of coffee. So it's some of the subscriptions that we offer. So pretty excited about it.
That's very cool. So I'm guessing most of your sales volume is online right now, considering your cafe is closed. But you guys are looking to open that up later this year, correct?
Yes, we are. So we're looking to open up a cafe for we have we still have that cafe space that we had before, but trying to repurpose it and get it ready for doing something like this is going to be really fun. Part of the rebrand it's been really exciting. And so, yeah, we have some targets in mind. We're hoping to make the best that we can and make the Doge community proud. In the meantime, we are doing pop-ups around our city here in Louisville, Kentucky. We're doing a lot of pop-ups to kind of get the word out. We're doing some collaborations with other businesses like Gravely Brewing. We're going to be launching a coffee and beer collaboration with them in the next couple of weeks. And then we're proud to sponsor the Lou City FC, which is like the local pro soccer team here in Louisville. They have a giant stadium downtown, and then they have a training academy, and we sponsor the training academy, and we're really proud of that. And so we're making a big splash locally as well as our online business.
Very cool.
So, Andrew, do you actually have a background in cryptocurrency, or did you start as a coffee shop owner and then you went on to accept Dogecoin? And I'm also interested to know whether or not you accept other cryptocurrencies other than Doge, and also what got you exposed to Doge? How did you find out about Doge in the first place?
So I've known about cryptocurrency for a while. That's a great question, by the way. I've known about cryptocurrency for a while. I've had friends that were really into Bitcoin mining pretty early on, and they're all doing great, and like Ethereum mining and the whole deal. So I had friends that were in it, but I'd never really gotten into it. I knew what it was and was familiar with it. But Dogecoin was definitely so back in 2018, I had some Bitcoin and Ethereum and kind of played around with it. But then I kind of stepped out of the space because I didn't understand it. And then Dogecoin, I bought it because I saw, hey, it's pumping at under a cent, and I got some spending money that I can just kind of throw into this, and I saw it, and then I saw how it pumped, and then I saw the community behind it, and that's really what got me into it. And then obviously, like Dogecoin, while it doesn't have smart contracts or any of these other things that everyone kind of makes a big deal of with some of the other cryptos, it's great with its transaction speed, and it's a great, because of the community, it's a great on-ramp into crypto in general. Just getting to understand what blockchain is and how it works, and the fact that you can buy, right now you can buy 5 Dogecoin for like $1.25-ish. And so people, it's nice that people have it and they can spend it. You're seeing a lot of utility with that, that it's a great on-ramp into it. So I knew about crypto, but now I'm really fascinated with blockchain tech in general. So I'm thinking of what are ways that we can use this in the coffee industry. If you think about supply chain with.
Oh, and there he goes. He told me earlier that he was on his phone, so maybe he's having some connection issues, but hopefully he'll be right back. In the meantime, if you're just tuning in, we have the Dogebeans coffee interview going on right now. We did news earlier. You can rewind to that. We did a market update with BTC, ETH, and NFTs. And a little bit later, we'll be doing the UNI versus SushiSwap debate. And so you want to stay tuned for that. Stick around and smash the like button to let us know you're excited. I see Andrew is back in the backstage room. So welcome back, Andrew. You got cut off there. You were just talking about
that.
All good now?
Yeah. So I'm going to try and move closer to my router.
All that coffee's blocking his Wi-Fi.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I'm gonna just get closer that way. No, but so we're looking into different ways that like blockchain tech can impact the coffee industry and
Oh jeez.
Uh-oh. Oh jeez, Rick.
Oh shucks.
So there's so many ways that coffee blockchain can. Oh man.
Well, we can just talk about some of the other stuff. Okay, so we're doing Uniswap and versus SushiSwap. We'll also do a couple other head-to-heads for real-life cases for our boy. Crap for his name.
Welcome back, Andrew.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm right here next to the router. We just had a storm here in Louisville, so I'm thinking maybe that's what's going on. But I might just have to try doing this off of data. So I apologize.
No worries.
But the other cryptos that we do accept and that we're a part of, so we accept obviously Dogecoin. We also have Ethereum. We accept Litecoin, Bitcoin, and then BAT. You mentioned BAT earlier. That's one of my favorites personally, and so I was like, we got to make a way to be able to accept The Brave Attention token.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to guess, most people are using Doge when it comes to cryptocurrency to buy your coffee.
Absolutely. Oh, and we also accept some stable coins like DAI and USDC.
Okay.
But yes, we're seeing primarily the majority of transactions are coming in with Doge, and I think we attribute a lot of that just because of our branding. We're Doge.
Of course, right.
But we are seeing some transactions with ETH as well as with DAI, and I haven't gotten any Bitcoin, to be completely honest. I haven't gotten any Bitcoin, but I've gotten Ethereum, DAI, and Doge, and I have gotten one transaction with that.
Cool.
I'm curious,
So-
what's the proportion? Sorry, Ryan, to cut you off. What's the
No, go
proportion of like USD fiat payments to crypto payments?
So it varies. It varies each week, but I would say on average for the month of July, we actually saw like 25 to 30% of our transactions were in cryptocurrency.
Wow.
So it's pretty fantastic. Like, and I like from what I understand, that's a pretty high volume of cryptocurrency transactions. And that's just on the Dogebeans side. So we have a wholesale business where we provide office coffee and all of that. So obviously we're getting a majority of our a lot of our payments are coming in through some of the wholesale side, and a lot, the majority of that's obviously fiat and USD. But when it comes to like the e-commerce and what we're doing, it's been around 25 to 30%.
Very cool.
That's really good. So how does the Dogecoin brand actually help small businesses achieve a competitive advantage over larger corporations? Because I saw that on your website. I thought that was a pretty interesting point you had.
Yeah, no, I think the cool thing about Dogecoin is, obviously this is a very community driven cryptocurrency, and so you see a lot of this in the marketplace, and I think about like our story, and there are many stories like ours of businesses that struggled during the pandemic, and with at least here in the States, some of the civil unrest that happened, and so it's like a lot of businesses are kind of just really struggling. And something like this with Dogecoin, it's fun. It's got a lot of community behind it, and it's an easy to understand crypto. It doesn't have a whole lot of extra things attached to it. It's something that I think that businesses, as they attach themselves to it, not necessarily with the branding like we did. Of course, there's always room for more, but as businesses start to accept something like Dogecoin that's fun, that people get excited about, I think that it really gives us an edge. Because a lot of people are saying, Amazon accept Doge, or all these other giant corporations, like let's start accepting Dogecoin, and that's fine and that's great. But I think right now, while we're still kind of early in this technology, I think it's great for small businesses to jump on board and see this thing grow, be a part of the community. People want to support each other. We've gotten so many great people that have supported us. We've gotten people that have tipped us, that have sent us stuff saying, "Hey, I'd love to buy some coffee that you can do a giveaway with." I mean, the community is everywhere, and it's so strong and amazing. And I just think that it just small businesses, it gives them an edge and gives them a leg up that have been battered during the pandemic. And especially as we go into the fall, we don't know what this is going to look like again. So businesses like ours, I'm saying, hey, accept crypto. Like, it's going to be great, and it's going to help you a lot in the long term. And it's going to help a lot with like marketing and just being a part of a community. So like when we talk about the collaboration we're doing with the brewery, we're talking about them accepting cryptocurrency. And I'm talking to some other people that do some sporting events and stuff and saying, how can we implement more like NFTs into what we're trying to do as with our sporting community? And so the amount of things that's happening is great. And I just think this is a really great time for small businesses to kind of get the leg up.
Totally. And speaking of NFTs, I heard that you guys are releasing some NFTs. Have you released any yet? And have these winners been chosen?
So we one of the first things we launched with was an NFT. We tried to.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we tried to do it through Rarible, and the verification process was taking us a very long time. And so we actually never really got verified through Rarible. So we decided to put the brakes on it for just a little bit. But no, we do have an NFT that's already minted of our mascot. We call him Doji. But we have our mascot, and that one's already minted, and it comes with a year of free coffee once we auction it off. So we are looking at doing that and doing more NFTs in that space. But we haven't officially launched it yet. Probably after this, we'll probably launch it.
Okay, cool.
This week and see how that goes. But we are looking into not just doing NFTs for something like that, but how can we better implement NFTs into our overall business model? So you talk about like with like rewards programs and gift cards and like those kinds of things. Like, what are some things that we could do to potentially implement or do like a digital gallery, NFT gallery in our cafe, like things like that are kind of cool that we'd love to see. So lots of cool stuff with NFTs. I've loved it.
I really like how you're using NFTs and giving them a real world use case. I mean, most of the NFTs we're seeing right now are just the pictures, just the media. And like that's cool for what it is, but I think it's even cooler when you give it real world use cases such as like free coffee for a year. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I think and that'll incentivize more people to kind of see the space and to give it a lot of thought. So I think that a lot of more businesses will start seeing it as like, hey, this could be like a special reward. You come and be like, if you have this NFT, you can come into this shop and redeem it for this, and this. Like I think there's so many use cases for NFTs that's just beyond buying a JPEG. So like,
totally.
I think, and I know that's like the joke with it, but I mean, there's so many use cases even for NFTs.
That's awesome. I think what you're saying there is really helps people get into blockchain. I think that's so true. I think there's a lot of Dogecoin holders who don't even know what blockchain is, how it works. But when they want to make that step into NFTs, they say, what the heck, why is this worth money? It's just a picture, right? So that's what actually gets them to, take the step to learn about blockchain, learn about tokens. And it's like the next stepping stone, I think, from Doge to like onboarding the masses to crypto and to blockchain. It's super cool. Also, you guys sent me this sweet Greg sticker that came on the coffee package as well. I think if you guys made some NFTs of those, it would be pretty cool as well. And maybe they could come with a couple of bags. Just a thought, throwing it out there. But Brian has the next question.
So can you tell us about any of the partnerships you guys have scored so far?
Yeah, so I'm rocking a Doge Drip hat right now. These are from our friends at Doge Drip & Co. They're a bottled water company, but they do all more than just that. They have all kinds of Dogecoin merch and stuff that you can purchase with Dogecoin. They're great friends of ours. We love working with them. They sell our coffee, and we have some more options for whenever we open the cafe that we're talking about ways that they can be a part of it. They're also, we are working with a brewery that's here in Louisville. They're called Gravely Brewing Company. And we're working together on a collaboration for a coffee IPA that's going to be coming out here in a couple of weeks. And so we're excited about that and what that's going to look like. Talking about, maybe using the hashtag Doge Beer or something like that for people that may not like coffee, but they might like something like that kind of beverage. We're really excited about bringing that out. And then we also have we sponsor Lucity FC here in Louisville. So there's lots of cool things that we're involved with partnership wise that we're looking forward to kind of bringing to the community.
That's awesome. Do you guys have any personally really exciting influencers or supporters that you guys have had brought on? Like you mentioned one earlier, but I won't say it. I'll let you. But any really cool people that you never thought would be into Dogebeans coffee or, just supporting your whole mission?
Yeah, no, I think one of the coolest connections that we've been able to make has honestly been, Greg. We see the CEO and all of that. And Greg has been absolutely stellar and has just been amazing to work with and talk with. And you never know where like our coffee might end up. Greg shared a picture of the CEO of that coffee on Logan Paul's like desk at his podcast for Impulsive, and it's like things like that. They're like, man, this is crazy. We sent coffee off to a lot of other influencers, but then there have been some major celebrities that we sent coffee to that I really hope that they post a picture. So that I can be like, yeah, see, I was trying to tell you that we did this, but there are other people that we sent it to that it blows my mind that we even have a connection with them. So I can't divulge too much information on that, but we've sent coffee to people you wouldn't believe.
That's awesome.
Very cool. So you said you talked with Greg. Did you actually talk to him on the phone? I know he's never done any like voice interviews or anything like that.
I don't want to go too much into our relationship with Greg. But Greg is the best as himself. Listen, Greg is from Kentucky, spelled Key, and we're very happy to have that kind of connection because we're here in Kentucky, and so we have talked in various different ways. But yeah, Greg is awesome. All I say is let Greg be Greg. He's the CEO, and we are just happy that he gives us the time of day. Sorry, that fell.
No, it's all good. I know I reached out to Greg on Twitter. He came on the Dogecoin trivia a couple of weeks ago. So I reached out to him on Twitter. I was like, hey man, like let's do an interview. Come on. He's like, sorry, like I still haven't done any any interviews. I'm like, yeah, please let me know. I saw people were offering him like serious amounts of money to like break his voice.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, anything that you got is it's pretty crazy. I've never heard someone actually talking to Greg before.
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind seeing, because we were very fortunate that just like with Dogecoin kind of catching it at 1 cent like we did, we caught Greg at, I think he had maybe 12,000 followers at the time, and we had like 150. And I was like, hey, we'd love to send you some coffee, and he was like, yeah, no, this would be so great. And then he was even, because I'd never used Twitter until Dogebeans, and he was sending us like, here's ways to like, to tweet better, to do what you're doing but better. So like Greg, we owe a tremendous amount to Greg. He's been absolutely fantastic.
The homie.
So this is more of like the future plan, like maybe 5-year, whatever, whichever way you want to look at it. But do you guys have any plans to incorporate more blockchain, I guess, services into your company, i.e. like a ledger for to track your coffee, maybe even a coffee exchange swap, or maybe even coffee stablecoin? I'm going to TM that one because that's a good idea.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Beancoin or something.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, we're not looking at anything as far as anything that has any kind of token attached to it. Just because when you get into that, there are so many. I mean, we think about, we've seen in the community that anytime like someone makes a token, it's a really you got to really know what you're doing, and our focus is going to be on our product and making it the best. We're happy with like consulting other people that want to get into blockchain and what it looks like. I'm fascinated with blockchain as a technology. Like obviously, like I love cryptocurrency. I love Dogecoin. There's so many other purposes for blockchain. Even when it comes to like the supply chain, I think about green coffee and importing, what that looks like. I think about how you can do potentially like rewards programs, or like people have maybe a token of some kind that's verified that you can see. It's like there's so many other ways that you can do. You can operate within blockchain tech. That's so much fun, and I'm excited about seeing it implemented more in the future. We do have plans to implement more things, but those are kind of in the future. Like the main thing that we're focused on now is making the best cafe experience that we can, making the best coffee that we can, and using that cafe to be an on-ramp for people that may not know about crypto, or they're curious, they see all the stuff in the news, they don't know anything about blockchain, any of that kind of stuff. And just like how Doge is a great on-ramp into crypto, we hope to be a place that is a great on-ramp for people to get into it. So that's our focus right now. Once we have the first concept down, then who knows? The sky's the limit. We'll see what we can do from that point. Because I would love to do things with NFTs and things like that to get people to understand what it even is. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's kind of you nailed exactly what I was getting at. And there is so much more stuff, and some people only view the cryptocurrency just a token, and then also some people, that's their whole product. And projects where your token's a product don't really work, but blockchain technology can go so far, just even in the coffee space. There's so much to uncover. There's so much to unpack, like supply chain, or even showing where the beans exactly are from to each point. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do, especially with like coffee or like those kinds of goods. So that's awesome.
I think about something even where, if you think about like how some people have like, the mobile apps, like for, this business or whatever that people can do like mobile ordering, or they may deposit some money in like a gift card, those kinds of things where it's completely decentralized. You would never have to worry about, some big place somewhere getting hacked and then, you losing all of your info. Or all of that being compromised, because it's on a blockchain. It's not, it's not on some kind of central server somewhere. And it's stuff like that I get really excited about. Because I'm like, man, this is the future, and we get to be a part of it, and we hope our coffee gets to be a part of it. And I think of just ways that we can just implement more blockchain into the business is going to be the way forward, and we're really excited about it.
That's awesome. I am going to come visit, because we go to Indiana a lot from Knoxville, and we'll go through Louisville. So I will let you know. I'll send you a tweet next time I'm there, and we'll definitely. I think that'd be awesome. It just clicked on me that I can do that. It's only a couple hours away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'd love to have you. We're happy to be here. We're roasting coffee and doing our thing. And ideally we'll have a cafe by that time, next time you roll through town, so you'll be able to see it. And that's the thing we're excited about, is we want to make the community proud, and we want to make our city proud, and that it's going to be something that people can learn about crypto and have a great cup of coffee and be able to be, a part of it and grow the community together.
Awesome.
Andrew, I love the project. I love your enthusiasm. If you guys are enjoying the show today, let us know by smashing the like button. Send it to the moon. We only have 27 likes right now, but 200 viewers. So send the likes to the moon real quick for me. But back to the interview, Andrew. So right now you're in Louisville, Kentucky. Do you plan on opening more brick and mortar locations, like in your 5-year plan, maybe, or are you going to focus on online growth? And why do you choose one over the other?
Yeah, so our mission is going to be kind of twofold. So obviously we want to keep growing our online presence, but right now we're making a big shift to the local presence. And so our plan is, to really grow this thing. We're looking at more than one location. So obviously we have our cafe here, but we're also looking for things like a drive-through. And that's where I get really excited about with the crypto is, you want to think about transaction speed and how you can manage that for something like a grab and go window or a drive-through or things like that, where you got the high transaction speeds. Something like Dogecoin works perfectly for that, where we can kind of make the best, cafe or drive-through experience that we can, focus on quality over quantity. And then we can do pop-ups elsewhere. And who knows where that expands to. We don't have any plans right now for anything with franchising or anything like that. But, we don't know where this thing's going to be in 5 years. We kind of have our growth strategy. But what that looks like is making the best quality, coffee and cafe experience that we can that involves cryptocurrency and blockchain. And we'll grow it, city by city from there, and just grow this thing and see where it goes.
Hell yeah, I love it. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today. I loved learning about Dogebeans, and I'm about to go make myself a cup of coffee. But before I go, that, I would like to give you the floor. If there's anything else you want to shout out, where people can connect with you, what's coming up next, where should people go to find out more information?
Yeah, so all of our coffees are available on Dogebeans.com. We're in a big rebrand, so you're going to see the new logo, the new packaging, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, you can find all of our information on Dogebeans. You can learn about our Do Only Good Everyday mission, where we support some nonprofits and other charities that are here in Louisville, and ways that we like to be more involved in our community. So yeah, that's a big piece. And then also, we do coffee subscriptions. So if you are curious as to getting more into coffee, and you may come from like maybe you drink Starbucks on your way to work, or you drink Folgers or Maxwell House or something in your coffee pot at home. This is also kind of a gateway into specialty coffee. We got subscriptions that we can do for like a Moon Fuel, which is our base espresso that we can do like every month or 2 weeks. You just set it on there. You can pay in crypto, or we could do like a roaster's choice that you can pay in crypto. And as far as I know, we're the only coffee subscription that's in crypto. So we're really excited about it. And so I would say go to Dogebeans.com, check us out. We'd love your business, and we'd love to talk more about blockchain in the future.
Hell yeah. Thanks,
Sounds
Andrew.
good to me. Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one. All right. That was awesome. Andrew was a great interview. Really enjoyed talking to him. We'll have to have him back on in the future. But yeah, if you guys got a comment, Solar Up said, just finished a call. It is now nighttime behind me. I don't know what happened. A storm just came out of nowhere. The trees are like going crazy, about to. Oh man, I did not see this coming, but it's going down.
A tornado, the old Michigan tornado.
Honestly, it looks like it. Okay, now we have 5 minutes left. That went a little bit longer than we planned, but it was just because it was so good. Let's do our crypto face-off now. Uni versus Sushi, as promised in the title. Okay, so a little bit of background. Both of these are decentralized exchanges. Uniswap is the biggest decentralized exchange on Ethereum, and the first one, SushiSwap, is a fork of it, created by an anonymous team headed by Chef Nomi on Twitter, that differentiates itself by having an expanded product offering, whereas Uniswap has concentrated liquidity, and that's really the battle right now. So, Ryan, you want to dive in a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So if you would have asked me a year ago, what's better, Uniswap or SushiSwap, I'd say, there's no comparison. Uniswap is better. SushiSwap's literally just a copy of Uniswap. It's literally just forked code. It's the same thing with some extra rewards on top to incentivize users to put their liquidity on Sushi instead of Uniswap. But since then, I've really changed my mind. SushiSwap is a great DeFi platform. And honestly, I hold a lot of Uniswap, as some of you guys may know. I'm considering moving some of that over to Sushi just because, like Logan said, they've really expanded their product offerings. They're kind of like an all-in-one stop shop for DeFi. Not only are they an automated market maker, so there's smart contracts where you can go ahead and trade whatever cryptocurrencies you want on the platform if it's built on Ethereum or wrapped on Ethereum. But now they have Kashi, which means lending in Japanese, and it's a lending platform kind of similar to Aave, but you can lend a lot of different cryptocurrencies on here. Aave has a lot, but Kashi actually has more because people can go ahead and make a market for lending any cryptocurrency you want on Kashi. So you can invest in more risky assets this way. So it's definitely interesting. Something else I like about Sushi over Uni is their token actually pays dividends. So the way Uniswap works, their token's basically just a governance token. Sushi, you can stake and you can get 0.05% of the trading fees on the entire protocol. So for Uniswap, there's 0.3% that the user has to pay. Sushi is also 0.3%, but only 0.25% of that actually goes to the liquidity providers on Sushi. The other 0.05% is paid as dividends to Sushi holders. So, that gives Sushi real value, and it really, I guess, marks the value of Sushi as a decentralized platform. Whereas Uniswap, Uni's token, is a little bit more speculative because you're not really getting any value from it per se right now, other than the governance aspect of that. So yeah, I mean, I really like Sushi. I still hold Uni over Sushi because it is by far the largest decentralized exchange. It still doesn't really compete. But like I said, and like Logan said, Sushi has really opened up its product offering, and it's really trying to tackle everything.
So when Sushi entered the market, it was just a fork, just a copy, but they've proved themselves time and time again, pushing out constant updates, tons of new code, and just growing their platform continually over and over again. Yeah, Brian, do you have any thoughts on the debate here?
Well, not to mention also the fees are a little bit, can be a little bit cheaper than Uniswap. Another thing to... it's not quite like 1 inch, but it is a little bit better. I kind of agree with you guys. I've been actually dabbling with SushiSwap for a while, and then I switched to Uniswap. Then I went to the Binance Smart Chain and dealt with that, and then Bakery Swap. But they're all forks of each other. But each one. But the cool thing is, like you said, each one of these new ones, Uniswap started at V3 is probably the best really you can get no matter what. But each one has their own little flavor and special deal. I wouldn't say either one's better than the other, but each of them can give you, there's a limitless number of pros and very few cons for either one. I really like those.
Yeah, I'd say if you wanted a protocol that's very concentrated and the best at one thing, I'd go for Uniswap. If you're looking for more of a wide variety and just trying to invest in DeFi in general, I think Sushi may be better because of all these different product offerings now.
I didn't know about the pools and everything. That's new to me too. So I'm going to look into that a lot because that's really cool. Because I do like doing the lending pools and stuff. Because if your money's just going to sit there, might as well make your money make money. Yeah. So I didn't know about that. So I'm definitely going to look into it because that's very interesting. I like that a whole lot.
Yeah, and they have another product called Bento Box, and that's kind of like Yearn Finance. It's like a vault, and it goes around finding liquidity to earn yield on your crypto. So that's another cool one they have.
Yeah, that's awesome. Everyone's stepping it up, man. And we, at the very beginning of this, like even when we first started the show, there was such it didn't even have this large of an ecosystem that we have now. Or it did, but look at all the features and all the stuff that we have built on top of the stuff that how we learned how to use. Now MetaMask and all these apps are not hard to use like they were when we first started the show a couple months ago. It was really difficult to show somebody how to get on the Binance Smart Chain through MetaMask. Now it's pretty dang simple and straightforward. I just wait until January of next year. What's going to happen? Where we're going to be? All three of us will be millionaires, just so you guys know. But we'll figure it out.
I'm not so sure about that last point there, but I am excited
Not
to
with
see
that attitude.
where crypto, only if my JPEGs go up a lot. I'm very excited to see where crypto goes in the future, especially from a user experience perspective. Taking away, abstracting all those difficult, blockchain tactics and connecting all the blockchains eventually. I think that there's a lot of room to grow from like a mainstream point of adoption. But yeah. That is the end of our show, unfortunately, for today. Ryan or Brian, do you have any closing thoughts, or should I wrap it up?
Check me out on Twitter. I'll give you a discount on some Benzinga merch.
Yeah, same. And we'll throw out some NFTs. We all need more Twitter followers.
All right, you heard the guys. Go give us some more followers, and we will see you on Wednesday with another great interview. This is Moon or Bust, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. We'll see you later.